Okay. Well, good afternoon and welcome to the PASSHE West virtual session for Emmaus Community of Pittsburgh. Thank you all for joining us today. If anyone is attending or watching today, your video and audio will remain muted during the session. If you have questions, please use the chat feature at the bottom of your screen. You may enter a question at any time, but it may not be answered until the end. At this time, I'd like to introduce our speaker, Shauna Casey. Shauna, if you could start with telling us a little bit about yourself and then your organization as well.
Sure. My name is Shauna Casey, and I have lived in Pittsburgh for the last 20 years, grew up in California, but I am a transplant here and have loved it ever since I've been here, so love Pittsburgh. I have been working with the Emmaus community for more than 10 years, and I actually began in a different position than I am in now, but at the same time, you'll understand that I kind of do the same thing at two jobs at once. So I began as a direct support professional, and that is actually the job that I'm recruiting for now. And a direct support professional is basically somebody who gives care or gives assistance or support to somebody who needs it. So in our case, for our organization, it would be an individual with an intellectual disability. And we have group homes for that. So I've done that job for more than 10 years now. But at the same time, about 6 months ago, I was asked by our executive director if I would come on board and help with recruitment and retention, which is why I'm here today. And I think one of the reasons that she asked me is because I just love our organization, and it's something that I feel really passionate about. And I'm excited to look for other people who feel the same way that I do.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Well, you shared a little bit about, what you enjoy as well, but what do you think that other employees or interns like best about your organization?
Sure. We actually have recently gone into looking at exactly what makes employees stay when they are long-term employees. So in our type of field, there can be a lot of turnover, but at the same time, you have some people who stay for life. So we've looked into that, and what is it exactly that people really stay for? And the resounding answer was that the culture of our organization is just very positive and giving and very community-based. We are the Emmaus community, and that isn't just a title, it's actually what our organization was founded on. It was, being together, being a part of a community, bringing people together who wouldn't normally be together, and making that something that's special. So that is what most employees would say that they love about our organization.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Well, in addition to that, what else do you think makes your organization unique from other companies?
There are a couple of things. We are an ecumenical organization. We're a faith-based organization. And so that does put us in a different category than some of the other companies that are out there providing the same services. As there are lots of really big organizations that are doing great work throughout Pittsburgh, but something that I think makes us unique is our faith, and it is faith of all backgrounds. So we make sure that our residents that live with us are able to worship in the ways that they want to. We have actually been doing all sorts of Zoom worship meetings with them as we've been going through the quarantine crisis time, which has been really special. But we're founded on the story of the Emmaus story in the book of Luke in the Bible, where Jesus reveals himself to the disciples by breaking bread with them. So it's important to us that we eat together. It's a big part of what we do. And a side perk is that when you're on the job, your meals are paid for. We eat together, and that's part of what you do in the Emmaus community. So that's something, that's unique with us as well.
Oh, very nice. I like that. Is there anything that most people don't know? Is there something that most people don't know or would be surprised to learn about your organization?
Sure. I think in general, most people don't really know what a direct support professional is, or that this is even something that's out there for them to explore. Many times when I meet with people, they don't really know that there's a need out there in the first place to help people with intellectual disabilities in a residential setting in particular. And so I think that is something that people, we just are trying to spread the word about, trying to get, we're very, we value advocacy finding ways that we can tell people that there's a need out there. And I think that's probably the biggest surprise, is that there's just a need at all. But even currently in the state of Pennsylvania, there are more than 5,000 individuals with intellectual disabilities who have an immediate need for services, and they're on a waiting list. So that's not people who are served right now, it's just a need. And so we are always hiring people because the need is great, and we're always growing.
Wow, wonderful. As you are hiring, what are some things you might look for on a candidate's resume, or any tips, or either resume or the cover letter?
Sure. There are a couple of, I actually talked with some of my colleagues about this as well, because everybody sort of comes from a different background and what they value more than another person and that sort of thing. So I collected some ideas from all of us who may be doing interviews, and a couple things came to the top. One thing is, we really like to see a sort of consistent work history. And if you've had to go from job to job, we just like to know why. And that there could be lots of really good reasons why. So we like to be able to talk with supervisors as people have left different jobs, especially as you're just coming to your graduation moment, or if you're still in college, or even just recently graduated. There can be a lot of flexibility, a lot of transplants, going from one state to another or another city to another. So we understand there could be transition, but just being able to tell us what you loved about those jobs, and being able to speak with people who supervised you while you were there. Another thing that is important is, I personally really love to look at volunteer experience, because, you may not have experience, in our particular field, and you don't need any, but it's nice to see that you have a heart for service and to look out for other people in whatever capacity you find that to be. So even if you, are somebody who just really loves to take your time and take dogs for a walk, or you're somebody who has taken time to do paintings for somebody who needs it, or anything, cooking for people, whatever organization you've decided to give yourself to in volunteerism, I find that to be something that is very high quality in a person that I'm looking for.
Oh, that's very nice. Yeah, good to hear. Thank you. Now that if you bring them in for an interview, do you have any tips on what students should do or not do in the interview?
Sure. I believe the most important thing is to be genuine and honest. Um, I'll be honest, this job isn't for every single person, because not everybody feels that they're called to this type of work. And if that is you, you should be honest about that, and understand that you may need to look at another place. So I believe just looking in yourself, looking into what we do ahead of time. Check out our website. Find out what it is that we do. What is our mission? What are we standing behind? And coming in knowing that, and then being yourself on top of that, is going to give you the best interview you could possibly have.
Oh, good information. Okay. So do you have any opportunities available for alumni, soon to be alumni, or current students with your organization?
Yes, we have ongoing hiring. There's never been a time that we haven't been hiring. So we always have positions that are open. And the position that we are always in most need of are direct support professionals. We typically hire those at a part-time basis to begin with, and then that can develop into full-time. We also usually hire from within as you go up through management type positions. So if you're looking for a place to start and move up, that's an opportunity, but there's also just a lot of opportunity just within the direct support professional role. What we have is a lot of flexibility in the scheduling, and so that's something that usually appeals to people. We can work around school. So for example, if you're currently a student, there are lots of great schedules that can work around your classes, including weekend times, evenings, overnights even, and we do have daylight as well. So if you end up taking night classes and you want to take some daylight shifts. So there's a lot of flexibility worked, sort of built into the actual job that we have, because we have to staff our homes 24 hours a day. So that's something that's really appealing to people who are specifically students. It's also something that a lot of people take a gap year, or they're just looking for where they want to land. And this is a really great opportunity to get to know people in a different way than maybe you have gotten to know them before, or a new population of people that maybe you haven't interacted with as well. And no matter what you're going to be doing in your life, whether you want to make being a direct support professional your career for the rest of your life, or if you want to, be a lawyer or be a doctor or be an engineer, whatever it is, we hire all majors, all people, because doing this work actually just sort of makes you a better whatever it is that you're going to be, because you become a very good communicator. You're able to work with people that are different from you, and it's just a really great opportunity. And I will mention that if you are promoted to full-time, we have a an excellent benefits package with 95% health insurance paid by the employer, which is really good. And then also some other benefits as well. 4 weeks vacation in your first year of full-time. So there's a lot of really great benefits to sticking with the company and, going forward.
Wow, very good. So with these positions that you have available, how should those interested applicants, how should they apply?
A great way to start is to go to our website. We have all of the information there, and you can follow the links for employment if you go to emmauspgh.org. And yes, it's right there on the screen. So it's emmauspgh.org. So that's the best way to start. It will give you also, you'll have the opportunity, like I said, to look at what we do, look at a lot of photos and all the things that we enjoy doing. And it gives you a little taste for what you would be expecting coming into the interview in the first place.
Wonderful. Okay, great. I will check in with Abby real quick to see if we have any questions coming in through the chat at all. But Abby, is there anything?
Not at this time there.
Perfect. Okay, so is there one piece of information you'd like to leave students with as we end our time together?
Sure. What we are doing at Emmaus, we're really proud of. We really value the lives of everybody. And what we try to do is help individuals who may need a little bit of extra assistance live the most full life that they possibly can. And this may be a really great fit for you for employment, but if it happens to not be what you're looking for in that sense, we are also a very strong organization with volunteers, and we are continually looking to build our community in every capacity. So we'd love to hire you, but we also would just love to be, part of your community, and that's something that we feel very strongly about. So if you have any interest at all, we just really encourage you to check us out and see, what's going on in our community.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you so very much. At this time, I don't think we have any additional questions. So I do want to thank everyone for attending and watching the Emmaus Community of Pittsburgh virtual session. Thank you to our speaker, Shauna Casey, for taking the time to share the information. If you do have additional questions, please reach out to your University Career Center. You can also find information on Handshake, or Shauna's information is available here on the screen as well, that you could reach out to her directly. But please feel free to reach out to your Career Center if you have additional questions. Thank you all. Stay well, and I'm going to stop the recording.